Hello, BSc first year students. We have started the Nemathelminthes phylum, and from that phylum, the remaining part, that is the life cycle of Ascaris, we will study on today's online lecture. So, dear students, listen here carefully and try to understand the life cycle of Ascaris. Ascaris, you know, this is the generic name, Ascaris, and lumbricoids is the species name. So, Ascaris lumbricoids. Ascaris is the genus and lumbricoids is the species. So, here it is for the type study. So, life cycle of Ascaris here is the monogenetic. Ascaris is a monogenetic parasite, means it completes its life cycle in only one host, and that is the human beings. So it is an endoparasite, monogenetic but endoparasite, means it is found in the body of the human beings, especially in the intestine. So monogenetic, found in only one host, endoparasitic, found in the body of host, especially it is found in the intestine of the human beings. Man is the definite host. No intermediate host are here. Only one man is the host. So development is indirect. There are two types of the development, indirect and direct. So direct development means after the birth or after the hatching, the nuance is looking like their parents except the sexual maturity. अंड्यामधून बाहेर आलेलं किंवा जन्म झालेलं जे नवीन आहे, so that looks like the parents. It means development is direct. And after the hatching, अंड्यामधून बाहेर आल्यानंतर, that is not looking like the parents. That is just like the larva, and it transforms several forms. And in the final stage, it looks like the parents. So that is called as the indirect development. So here, development is indirect, means larval forms are there. So in the life cycle, we have to study the copulation. So male and female Ascaris copulate together. Male Ascaris transfer the sperms to the female animal body through the vagina, and inside the body the fertilization takes place. So what do you mean by the fertilization? When male and female gametes fuse together and form the zygote, that is called as the fertilization. So after the fertilization, the fertilized eggs, now we will study. So that egg is 45 to 75 micron in length and 35 to 50 micron in diameter. So it is light brown in color. Then egg laying 2 crore 70 lakh eggs in a lifespan. You imagine how many eggs laying a Ascaris in her lifespan. 2 crore and 70 lakh eggs. That is fertile eggs. So Ascaris lays fertilized eggs, means sperms and ova unite together, zygote is formed, and that zygote formed eggs are laid down in the intestine. So development is outside the body, means fertilized eggs is laid, it comes out outside the body, it comes outside the body, from the human intestine through the tools or feces. In local language we can say the latrine. So through the latrine, the eggs of the Ascaris coming out, and outside the body the development is there. So cleavages are there. Cleavages in Ascaris is the spiral. Then the rhabditiform larva develop in the body, in the intestine. So this developed here immunolated eggs. Here development in the immunolated eggs takes place, and such eggs when goes inside the body of, or intestine of the children or human adult man. So in the intestine the atmosphere is favorable. So here this from the eggs, the immunolated eggs are come out. So the rhabditiform larva, see here, this is the larva. Before that, the immunolated eggs passes in the body through the contaminated eggs, and there are the migration of the larva. So rhabditiform larva hatches from the eggs and it goes on the tour for 10 days. So first it starts the primary migration, then it starts the secondary migration. Two types of the migration are there, and this tour is of 10 days. So from the intestine it goes in the blood circulation, and in the blood circulation it flows with the circulation or blood pressure. So in complete circulation it goes. So 10 days tour in the primary migration. In secondary migration, the larva reaches to the lungs, then to the bronchi, then to the trachea, then to the larynx, and then pharynx, and then it re-enters the alimentary canal. So the tour is completed. 10 days tour is completed. So this larva, rhabditiform larva, completes the tour and it comes again in the intestine. Dear students, remember, when the larva is in the tour, so it comes to the lungs. From the lungs it comes to the bronchi, then the trachea, this region trachea, then larynx, then pharynx, गळ्यामध्ये, and it penetrates in the pharynx. गळ्यामध्ये असं तो लार्वा कुरतडतो, आणि त्यावेळेस आपल्याला गळ्यामध्ये जाणीव होते की आपल्याला काहीतरी गळ्यामध्ये खवख होते. गळ्यामध्ये असं पेनिट्रेशन sometimes due to the over parasitism. So by coughing from the lungs, by coughing, that larvae can throw outside the body through the mouth. तोंडामधून सुद्धा बाहेर येतात काही वेळेस. Sometimes it goes to the eyes. Larvae, when they are on the tour, it goes to the eyes. So very dangerous. Over parasitism or this larval tour is very dangerous. So after the tour it comes to alimentary canal, and again in the alimentary canal it attains the sexual maturity and it copulate, then fertilization, again it lays the eggs, then the development of the eggs. So here, dear friends, this cycle of Ascaris, life cycle of Ascaris is completed. Now, as per the syllabus, in your syllabus, this is the syllabus, in your syllabus, there is the Ascaris lumbricoids, means this Ascaris, and life cycle is there. Then pathogenicity and control measures. So pathogenicity means how we suffer by the Ascaris parasite, intestinal parasite. So generally the small children, they like the sweets. लहान लहान लेकरांना स्वीट आवडते, गोड उघड्यावरचे पदार्थ, मार्केटमध्ये ज्याच्यावर माश्या बसतात असे गोड पदार्थ लहान लेकरांना आवडतात. And that houseflies sit on the excretory material or tools human tools or human faces where there is the eggs of the Ascaris, and with the help of bristles of the jointed leg of houseflies, some eggs are attached, some Ascaris eggs are attached to the jointed legs, bristles of the housefly, and when that housefly is sit on the sweet, so that legs are brushed, just like brushing our food, and food becomes contaminated. When the peoples are eating this contaminated food or drinking the contaminated water by the eggs of Ascaris, so when it goes in the intestine, the environment is favorable for hatching the eggs, and that embryonated eggs, here is the embryo. So that is hatched in the intestine, and gravity formula comes out from that eggs. Again it goes to the stool, then comes to the intestine, becomes maturity, and again lays the eggs. So pathogenicity means the Ascariasis disease, the attack through the contaminated foods. Now treatment, what we have to do, the treatment or control measures. So avoid the contaminated food eating or contaminated water drinking. When the children are playing in the garden or in the just our campus, here the soil containing the eggs, so it becomes attached with the nails, and at the time of the eating goes in the intestine. So we have to avoid that. It is the better. Precaution is better than the cure. Here we have to do not eat the contaminated food and contaminated water. Do not play in the soil, children. Avoid that. So that is the best control of the Ascariasis. When there is more Ascaris in the body, so this is called as the Ascariasis. So dear students, today we have studied the life cycle of Ascaris and then pathogenicity and control measures. So here the unit 2 is completed. Then we will start tomorrow unit 3, and we will complete our syllabus within time. I will send the notes. You prepare the MCQ. I will also send the MCQ question bank. So for today it is sufficient. Send your presentee as early as possible. I will put that presentee in the attendance register. It is very essential. So thank you.